You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. Box office poison. More difficulties for Harry's wife, this time courtesy of Lee Cohen of Fox News, who explains, once high-flying Prince Harry and Harry's wife seemed to be in a downward spiral, something I pointed out a number of months ago, sustaining blow after blow in a summer that has emerged to be a washout. At risk of schadenfreude, it couldn't happen to a nicer couple. While I would never wish it personally, things are so stressed, rumours have even been flying that their marital union could be imperiled. Once viewed as darlings of the media and the Hollywood scene, it seems now even sleepy Joe Biden has distanced himself from the controversial couple. Hollywood elites such as Taylor Swift are putting space between themselves and the former toasts of the town. So too, the Sussexes have been dropped from prominent guest lists, including the LA party celebrating the British Academy Film Awards, whose organisers feared a PR disaster if they attended. If true, reports released last week that the couple's request was denied to fly back with the Bidens on Air Force One from Queen Elizabeth's funeral must have stung painfully. See parts passim. With Harry's wife's ambitions to one day make a splash in democratic politics, that alleged episode would have cruelly denied a priceless photo op of her and Harry climbing the steps of Air Force One. Then there were the couple's streaming catastrophes. 3 years ago, with a fanfare of media attention and significant financial deals with streaming giants in hand, the former royals ditched their crowns, hell-bent to transform themselves into Hollywood power players. However, as time passed, studio execs noted a lack of talent, disappointing work ethic, and the realization that the only interest they held for the public was their relationship to Harry's family, a family that they had taken every opportunity to malign and betray. Now, of course, some narcissists are talented. Harry's wife isn't one of them. Some narcissists have formidable work ethics. Your glorious narrator is one. But Harry's wife isn't one of them. Absent talent, absent work ethic, what are you left with? A natural beauty that causes men to swoon and women to go, gosh, I would love to look like her? No. Indeed, men are largely indifferent to her, and women largely think that she looks awful in what she wears, bronzes unnecessarily, and repeatedly criticize the cosmetic surgery and hairdos that she exhibits. She does not have many dedicated followers of fashion. The disappointing work ethic has been called out and is unsurprising. After all, 1 hour a week with Archwell, and it took 2 years to create Arsey Wipes, which then ended up being a load of bollocks. So what's left? Well, nothing other than the fact that the link to the royal family and the victimhood mentality became rather boring, and people started to see through this issue. Namely, the only reason people are interested in you is because of your connection to the royal family, and we do not like the fact that you turn around and keep smearing the royal family. Thus, in typical fashion of a lesser or mid-range narcissist, Harry's wife was focused on the short-termism, unsupported by talent, unsupported by work ethic. All that she could do was continue to roll out the victim mentality. As I've explained to you before, certain narcissists are tolerated because they are uber talented. They are fascinating at what they do. They are brilliant in their particular role. Take Elton John, for example. He might have one of his hissy fits and diva strops, but people allow it to happen and put up with it because he's a fantastic songwriter and performer, and has demonstrated this over the decades. In short, he's worth the aggravation. But compare and contrast that with Harry's wife. What do you get from her? Fridge magnet platitudes, a boring beige speech, stupid Fashon observations, comments about philanthropism that she thinks are unique but they aren't. What value are you getting? Yes, originally some people thought, well, we're being graced in the presence of a member of the royal family. Status. You don't get that every day. But the problem is that when what comes with that is both dull, uninteresting and spiteful, it soon loses its lustre. United Talent Agency CEO Jeremy Zimmer summed up the situation mid-June by explaining Harry's wife was not a great audio talent or necessarily any kind of talent. Just because you're famous doesn't make you great at something. Of course, if you acquit yourself in a pleasant fashion, that you're moderately interesting, take an interest in those around you, the fact that you're famous will actually get you a long way. You may be famous by virtue of your family, having not actually achieved anything yourself. But if you are able to recognize that, and you're able to recognize that you're not blessed with a multiplicity of talents, but instead you work hard, you earn respect, you're decent to people, that will go a long way. It's not particularly the case, for instance, that Princess Catherine or Prince William are especially talented individuals. They're not stupid, but nor are they absolutely brainy. But what they do is recognise that they hold a privileged position, and that the way to deal with that is to take an interest in people, attend to the issue of service, recognise that you are there but by the grace of your subjects, and involve yourself in charitable works, i.e., earn the respect of the populace. Harry's wife wasn't interested in doing that, because effectively her narcissism told her she didn't need to do it. The projects of the Sussexes have been crashing in stunning succession. With the cancelling of the Sussexes' Spotify deal last month, speculation has arisen over their future of their once promising media empire, as well as concern over how the couple's choices and behaviour have impacted their brand sustainability. The end of the Spotify partnership marks another abrupt conclusion to a major project, leading some to wonder if this could be the beginning of the end for the Sussexes. Spotify and Archwell Audio have mutually agreed to part ways and are proud of the series we made together, read the terminal message released jointly by the couple and Spotify. Could this possibly be because they have spilled all the royal tea they had in their pot, with nothing left? After all, with the chilly relations due to the duo's appalling behaviour and disrespect to Harry's family, their connection to the only thing that makes Harry and Harry's wife interesting has now evaporated. Spectacularly, Spotify executive Bill Thomas pulled no punches when he referred to the duo as fucking grifters after they delivered just 13 hours of programming in 2.5 years. By way of contrast to that, I invariably provide you all with somewhere in the region of 13 hours of video a week. The numerous projects they embarked upon under Archwell struggled to see the light of day. An ambitious project focused on tackling misinformation became one of many casualties. Among their unrealised ventures is a cancelled animated children's show called Pearl, and several rejected television ideas. Their overall output has been modest at best. Netflix executives have expressed disappointment with the lack of productivity from the couple's deal. Unsurprisingly, the couple's attempts to find a niche beyond their royal past proved challenging. No longer holding the status of working royals, media executives note they generate very little content compelling enough to maintain audience attention. Moreover, it doesn't look like they'll ever be able to generate any new content of the royal variety, considering the royals have closed ranks and sensibly frozen them out after Harry cruelly violated their privacy in his ghost-written autobiography, Spare. As they move forward, the once shiny glow of Harry and Harry's wife's star power is slowly dimming. Revelations from their projects have seemingly deepened the rift between Harry and his family, further distancing them from the crown and reducing their show business appeal. Harry and Harry's wife, who once were treated with dignity and respect because of the roles they abandoned, have made themselves the targets of stand-up comedians' jokes and cartoon parodies. They had the hope and goodwill of many people which they squandered after being warmly welcomed by the British people. The world was their oyster. But narcissism, greed, victimhood, and entitlement have derailed what could have been a fairy tale existence and has made them now box office poison, so that nobody will touch them because of the effect that they will have upon people's projects, programs, films, and reputations. All of this has come about purely as a consequence of the behavior of Harry's wife, driven by her narcissism. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.